Well, okay, as we get started to begin this bout, it's worth noting that these two teams are both 1 and 2 in this 2016 season for the Rose City Rollers. The last time these teams met were at the season opener on January 16th, and you know what? It was a 3-point game with the Heartless Heathers just barely coming out on top, so we are in for it, Dalla.
That was an exciting bout, that season opener. These two teams skated very tough. It went right down to the last jam. That 3 points was it was closer than the score even indicated.
Absolutely, went back and forth, tons of lead changes.
All right, here we go on the Ron Tuckin Jammer line. It is Avalanche number 2 for the High Rollers.
For those watching at home, thanks to our Blaze streaming media live stream, the Heartless Heathers are in blue and the High Rollers wearing green. Jamming for the High Rollers is Avalanche. Jamming for the Heartless Heathers is Smalls. The Jammers are the ones with the stars on their helmets, and these are the only people eligible to score points for each team.
And here they are. They're working their way through, trying to work their way through the pack so that they can get on their scoring pass, so that they can actually begin to pick up points. And we have our lead jammer. It is Avalanche number 2.
So lead jammer is a great thing to earn strategically. The first jammer out legally, called the lead jammer, has the advantage of being able to end the jam whenever she pleases. Now she's on her first scoring pass. Smalls is still back in the pack. While Avalanche is scoring points, she could score points and end the jam theoretically before Smalls scores any points herself.
There we go. Smalls again escorted out. She's going to have to reset at the back of the pack.
And now we have our first helmet pass of the game. Only the pivot, the one wearing the stripe on the helmet, is eligible to receive a helmet pass. That was passed over to Frankenskate, so she was then the eligible jammer for the Heartless Heathers in that jam.
And before Frankenskate could build up any momentum and get onto that scoring pass, Avalanche came through, called off that jam by hitting her hips repeatedly until the jam ref, who was watching her closely, blew the whistle. That is a 5-point jam for the High Rollers.
That's right. She got a point for every opponent that she passed, including the opposing jammer, which she lapped. Now this jam, we have Rorschach Test lead jammer for the Heartless Heathers.
Oh, there we go. Number 299, Bad Wolf, getting really locked up by the Heathers. But she's now onto her scoring pass as well.
Tess is trying to get some points in here before Bad Wolf enters the pack. And you notice all the other skaters on the track are called blockers. They're trying to help their jammer through while not allowing the opposing jamming to score any points.
While Rorschach Tess got locked up there at the back of the pack, it was Bad Wolf able to break free, pick up another 5 points, extending the High Roller lead to 10. Rorschach Tess was able to pick up some points there for that jam, and we're going to start again.
That's right. Tess able to get in there for the Heathers. They're on the board, a score of 10-4. Still plenty of time as this game is just getting warmed up. And as I was saying, blockers in the pack. They're trying to prevent right now jammer Hetty for the Heartless Heathers from getting there forward. Braun Swanson is there, not able to get her all the way out. So Headache lead jammer for the Heartless Heathers.
Here we go. It is Neurotic Nedra through a track cut, a penalty. She stepped off of the track and back on. A cut track will leave the Heartless Heathers with a power jam now.
That's right, first penalty of the jammer of a game. That makes this our first power jam. Headache will have the track to herself for up to 30 seconds. You see the High Rollers trying to wall up in the very front of the pack, preventing Hetty from making any forward progress. While at the same time, the High Rollers are preparing for Neurotic Nedra to re-enter the track.
That was a tough wall there, set by Braun Swanson. Story came in, tried to create some offense for Headache at the end of that jam, but no such luck.
And we have our first lead change of the game. Heartless Heathers up by 3, 13-10. So we see 2 4-walls here. All skaters are on the track. The Heathers forming a front wall, with Jamma Fist acting as a brace to keep her blockers slowed down. And the High Rollers forming a back wall with Fashionista being the brace against Jess in the box for the Heartless Heathers.
There at the front of the pack, it is Avalanche trying to break free, and she does, getting around Jamma Fist. She is your lead jammer.
Jess in the box now clearing the pack as Avalanche ready to score her first points right around the outside. Manages to sneak by Belle Star, picking up a few points for the High Rollers. That's 2 more for the High Rollers. We have ourselves a 1-point game.
We'd like to thank Tonkin.com sponsoring our jammer line tonight. The largest selection of new and used autos in the Pacific Northwest is only a click away at Tonkin.com.
Well, looky here, we have our first official review of the game. I knew this game was going to be really tight. With a score of 12-13, the High Rollers are using their official review. Each team will start out with 1 official review to use each half. If they're able to successfully make the refs change their minds, then they'll actually retain it and be able to use it once more. I have Dolomite down on the track to figure out what's going on, but in the meantime, Mistress Mouth, what do you got for us?
Well, we would like to thank Bike Punk, locally printed, eco-friendly stickers, signs, and design. Visit Bike Punk today at bikepunk.com.
I'd like to give a big shout out to the winners of the best seats in the house. How's it going down there on that couch, folks? Yeah, you can raise your beer for me. I'll get one after the game.
So Melons, what they're talking about is Green has asked for a low block on the blue jammer. Our refs are going to talk it over and we'll have an answer here shortly.
So the High Rollers feel that a penalty should have been called on the Heartless Heather jammer just on the box. And the refs are now discussing what they saw. So they may choose to award a penalty to the Heartless Heathers or say no call, in which case the High Rollers would lose their official review for the remainder of this period.
Hey folks, just a heads up here, you can win a chance for free tickets to the Season 11 Championships. Just take a selfie of yourself with the scoreboard in view, like the High Rollers page, and post or tag your photo there, and you can be a winner.
Just curious, folks, who is this their first derby bout ever? Let's get a show of hands. Whose first time is it to roller derby right here at Oaks Park? Right on, we're so glad to have you here at the hangar. Anyone here last night for the purple versus white Wheels of Justice game? Yeah, that game was awesome. It was a 1-point game in favor of the Wheels of Justice. Funny how that works.
We'd also like to take a moment to thank Two Town Cider, damn fine cider made right here in the Pacific Northwest. Get yours today at the concession stand.
That no call is going to stand, Melons. No call will stand.
All right, so Coach Elisa and Coach Demo, unfortunately, are losing their official review. That means they will not be able to challenge the refs for the remainder of this period. Both jammers on the Ron Tonkin Derby line. We have Smalls making her second rotation on the jammer line for the Heartless Heathers, going up against Bad Wolf.
Bad Wolf, quick feet there at the front of the pack, trying to find some daylight. Iron Meg trying to create some offense there to the inside. Nothing happening. Boy, the Heathers have just penned her into the outside.
Bad Wolf starting to make a little headway in the front of the pack. You'll notice Iron Meg, number 1885, trying to stay between the two packs. Both groups of blockers need to be within 10 feet of each other, which is why you'll notice there are hash marks on the track to help the skaters with their spatial understanding.
And there we go. Smalls there at the back of the pack, just locked down, just a brutal 4-wall, now 3-wall set with Braun Swanson, Iron Meg, and Rogue One.
And Smalls, because she took off her helmet cover, she's not eligible to be lead jammer. That makes Bad Wolf lead jammer, and she makes a great call off here, preventing the Heartless Heathers from putting any more points up. Mr. Mouth, what you got?
Oh, we would like to thank the OHSU Sports Medicine, proud to be the official medical care team of the Rose City Rollers. That is OHSU Sports Medicine. Thanks, guys.
And we're set for another jam. It's Rorschach Test squaring off against Avalanche. Both teams at full strength here.
And you see Jezebel Starship being the brace for the team in blue, the Heartless Heathers. Her offense buys enough time for Rorschach Test to get her second lead jammer of the night.
And Avalanche has broken free, getting by Belle Star and Jamafist. Now onto her scoring pass.
Unfortunately, the bodacious booty of Bella is going to be sent to the penalty box for an out-of-play block. But her awareness did score a point for Tess. She was able to pass one body on the track.
We'd like to thank Kind Bars, a brand of all-natural whole nut and fruit bars made from ingredients you can see and pronounce. That's Kind Bars.
Delicious.
I happen to know they have some for sale at the K's Bar table downstairs, too.
Wow, look at that.
Right up the inside, Neurotic Nedra picking up lead jammer for the High Rollers.
Awesome.
Hetty gets forced to the outside and unfortunately is gonna pick up her first cut track penalty of the game. Oh, here we go. Nedra also picking up a low block penalty. So we don't like to play roller derby with two jammers in the penalty box, so they're both just gonna sit down real quick, hop back on the track, but neither of them will be eligible for lead jammer, and that means we have our first 2-minute jam of the game.
Here we go, Neurotic Nedra looking to break through, runs right into Frankenskate, really putting the brakes on. She steps out, has to reset there at the back of the pack.
Braun Swanson sent to the penalty box, and that's going to allow Headache to put up 5 big ones for the Heartless Heathers.
And it looks like Zena Zissou also going to be joining them in the penalty box.
Hetty gets forced to the inside by Harkey and Iron Meg. Quite a trio there with Rogue One. Hetty stuck in the back while Nedra able to lap them all with 4 more points. Frankenskate and Bella are ready for Nedra. Nedra gets forced to the outside. Knife recalling her back into the rear of the pack. What do we have going on here?
We've got 4 more points scored by Headache, able to break through the pack. Now coming in, engaging the back of the pack, breaks right through Braun Swanson and Iron Meg for another 4-point pass.
Headache looks really relieved that she was able to get past Iron Meg, and I would be too. But once again, she comes up to the back of Rogue One, Braun Swanson, and Iron Meg. Forced to the outside, looks a forearm penalty now being assessed on Rogue One. Nedra taking a spill on the outside and shaking that one off. And we have an official timeout.
We'd like to thank Poor K-No. Amazing tacos with 2 locations on Mississippi and Hawthorne. Poor K-No.
Poor K, yes.
That's right.
Hey, look at that. It's the first tie of the game. What do you think, folks? This is the kind of derby you came here to see. 15-point jam for Neurotic Nedra, 13 for Headache. What do you think they're talking about down there, Dala?
You know, they probably are talking about Poor K-No and just what they might order at the end of this bout.
Like how many tacos they can eat at happy hour?
Yes, indeed. And whether it should be salsa or guacamole.
The answer is always both.
Why limit yourself? All right, we would like to thank Fran's Bakery. Fran's has been proudly baking in the Portland area since 1906. That's Fran's Bakery.
In all seriousness, when we have an official timeout like that, it's usually to get all the refs on the same page, make sure all the skaters are serving their correct penalties, And then, you know, with a bout that's going to be as tight as this, they want to make sure that both refs are calling it evenly for both sides of the page there.
So correct me if I'm wrong, it's looking like the High Rollers, they're going to start down 2 blockers here at the beginning of this jam. So the Heartless Heathers, they're going to have the numbers.
But that's okay, because between Iron Meg and Braun Swanson, they can get it done. Iron Meg and Braun have the 2 highest plus minuses for the High Rollers.
It looks like the Heathers were awarded 1 extra point.
All right, so unfortunately, Zena Zissou has been ejected from the game for an egregious penalty. So they are actually going to lose her and be playing with 13 skaters for the remainder of the game. That's a tough loss.
That is a tough one.
As I was saying, Braun Swanson and Iron Meg, 2 of the best blockers on the High Rollers, able to contain Jess in the box here. But Bad Wolf's got something to say as she goes up against Belle Star and Jam a Fist of the Heathers.
And just the Heathers are just able to recycle themselves. Jess in the box out onto the lead jam. Bad Wolf still looking for some daylight, but Jamifist and Bellstar just locking her down.
Great blocking, buying some time for the Heartless Heathers. Jess in the box makes her pass and picks up 4 more points. Jamifist trying to get her blockers recycled to the front of the pack, and it looks like Bellstar might be heading to the penalty box.
Speaking of the penalty box tonight, sponsored by Pabst Blue Ribbon Beer, the PBR penalty box full of bad girls and good beer.
With that jam, the Heartless Heathers able to retain their lead, 32-27. 19 and a half minutes remaining in this period. Still 2 blockers in the penalty box for the High Rollers.
And it's Smalls and Avalanche squaring off. Smalls, such quick feet and great track awareness, gets right by Envy Adams, skates onto the lead jam.
And you saw Envy Adams play some great defense and immediately drop back to play offense for her jammer, Avalanche, in green.
And there we go, Smalls stopped, track cut, gonna send her to the penalty box. That's gonna leave Avalanche on the track now in a power jam opportunity.
Heathers lose 1 to the penalty box. They got 3 blockers on the track. Harry Carey playing some offense for Avalanche, and here comes that sweep. Bellstar has an answer. Now Bellstar stepped out of the track, stepped back onto the track, so it was okay for Avalanche to return. She takes a spill on our favorite photographer over there in turn 2.
A lot of action down there between turns 1 and 2. Smalls coming in to engage the back of the pack, and it's Iron Meg and Braun Swanson putting the brakes on along with Envy Adams and Hari Kari. But she's able to squeak through, and another 4 points for the Heathers.
Avalanche saw the light of day, but Knife had something to say about it, and she's gonna pull her back. You see Frankenskate returning her to the track. The Heathers re-wall up and stay together, but unfortunately, Smalls picks up a 2nd penalty of this jam.
Avalanche looking for some daylight. There to the outside. Back to the inside. Oh, she steps out again, and she's gonna have to reset.
Oh, and unfortunately, another penalty here. So both jammers back in the penalty box as this jam winds down. What an action-packed jam. Now, let me just recap what we saw happening on the track here. Smalls able to pick up lead jammer right away. As she goes around, she unfortunately picked up a cut track penalty. Avalanche had control of that jam, got sent to the penalty box, as she was skating around, Smalls picked up a 2nd penalty, but she was able to put up 7 points total. Avalanche reported to the penalty box at the end of that jam. So what we're gonna see is the Heathers starting out with a jammer in the next jam.
Right, the Heathers will start with the power jam. They're up 39-32, still a very, very tight bout. Some just great blocking and great defense played in that last jam.
Hey, this weekend sponsored by Big O 2016, April 29th through May 1st in Eugene, Oregon. 3 days, 3 tracks, 35 teams from all over the world, in fact. Get all the info you need at bigotournament.com or check them out on Facebook. That is the Big O. You don't want to miss it.
Boy, we're only 9 jams into this bout, and it has already been intense, as I thought it would, given their history and what we saw in the season opener, how close that was.
Avalanche, who's now sitting in the penalty box, is actually the top scorer. She has put up 246 points over the course of 3 games this season, closely followed by Bad Wolf, who herself has put up 223 points. That's an insane amount of points. And Avalanche averages 5.6 points every jam that she's on the track. That's insane.
That is, that is money. That is just money over the course of a bout and the course of a season.
Yeah, she's going to be critical in this game. She's also scored consecutive jams. She scored 24 and 25 points in the season opener against the High Rollers. So if the High Rollers can squash her, they have a great chance, or excuse me, the Heathers. So really great jammer in Avalanche, as well as Bad Wolf, who's put up 97 points in a game before.
As we get started here in this next jam, never count Headache out. She skates with confidence and power, one of the smoothest skaters I see on the track. I have seen her skate on one skate in the midst of a jam.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's nothing.
We'd like to thank the New Belgium Brewing Company with Fat Tire Ale or Ranger IPA. Get one from the concession stand right away.
Now here we go, the Heathers setting up on the line there. Headache's probably looking for a place to pick her spot to engage that pack, and there she goes. Oh, nice offense set by Belle Starr. She's right onto the lead jam, of course.
3-on-3 in the pack, both teams matched up. She hits Braun Swanson on the outside. Iron Meg still up front for the High Rollers.
Ari Kari laying down a nice block, allowing Braun Swanson to reset. Iron Meg and picking off Belle Starr.
Wow, look at the High Rollers just wall up right away. They're all together all the time, really executing their strategy.
So they have such great track awareness. They know where their teammates are. They communicate so well. They are able to recover quickly. Look at that, Envy Adams.
Oh, wow.
What a block. Has to let her go for 5 points, but just tough blocking.
All blockers have returned to the track, including Avalanche for the High Rollers. She has now completed her initial pass. And Headache is going to call that one off. That's a big 9-point jam for Hetty and the Heartless Heathers.
We'd like to thank Voodoo Donut. The magic is in the hole. Proud sponsor of the Rose City Rollers and the Wheels of Justice. That's Voodoo Donut.
We are set to go, both teams at full strength. It is Jess in the box squaring off against Bad Wolf. Both looking to the outside. Oh, Jess in the box. Tried a little jump to clear some space, no such luck. They're stuck at the back of the pack. In the meantime, Bad Wolf onto the lead jam, able to break free.
Jess in the box having a hard go of it on the inside of turn 1. She's met by Bashanista and Envy Adams at the apex, and she is clear for her initial pass as Bad Wolf trying to pick up all 4 of her points right on the inside, and Jam-a-fist with a killer hit right on the hips, able to protect her point. That's 3 more on the board for Bad Wolf.
We'd like to thank Radio Cab. The other way to roll, call a cab today. That's Radio Cab.
Heartless Heathers now choosing to use their official review. And Dolomites dancing around trying to figure out what the heck is going on. You see coaches down speaking with our officials. Coach Mangles stating her case with Coach Demo of the High Rollers listening intently.
All right, Melons, what they're talking about is blue asking for a back block on the green jammer.
So Heartless Heathers looking for a back block on Bad Wolf, the jammer for the Higher Rollers in that last jam. I gotta tell you, looking at the first 11 jams of this game, lead jammer percentage is split. It can go either way. We have a 13-point game, so it's gonna be real tight this entire game.
Okay. All right, no call will stand.
All right.
No call will stand.
Heartless Heathers also losing their official review. So no more official reviews for the remainder of this half. And to start out this jam, it's Smalls for the Heartless Heathers and Nedra for the High Rollers.
Both teams at full strength. It's Neurotic Nedra working at the front of the pack against a nice 3-wall set by the Heathers. Oh, look at that. Harikari looking to break that up, create some offense.
The Jammers are chatting it up on the inside of the track, saying hello. Big offense there by Bellstar. Smalls up the inside. And she's our lead jammer. Everything is legit for her. No penalty being assessed as Nedra gets recycled into the rear of the pack by Frankenskate and Bellstar.
And a nice 3-wall set. Really, look at that, just consuming Smalls there on the inside at the apex. Such tough blocking.
And Smalls is such an agile skater, and because she's also short in stature, really challenging to block for any taller skaters. Right out the front of the pack. Oh, we got all right, blocking after the whistle. That's okay. Get a little excited. So at the end of that jam, that's 5 points for the Heartless Heathers, 53-35.
We'd like to thank Car2Co. Meet the future of car sharing. Sign up today at car2go.com.
So this is the 8th regulation game of this 11th season for the Rose City Rollers. And there's 4 more games before the season championship. And that season championship is going to be on June 4th. And that's going to be a really exciting doubleheader. And I guarantee you that's going to sell out at least a week in advance. So folks, as soon as you see that season 11 champs go for sale, you're going to want to grab your tickets. I know this bout is streaming live at home, but there's just nothing like watching it in person right here at the hangar at Oaks Park. There's so much energy here tonight.
Yeah, this is each team really getting support from their fans.
I want to give a great big thank you to Blaze Streaming Media. Tonight's live broadcast brought to you by Blaze Streaming Media. Thanks, guys.
There's at least 6 skaters between these two teams that also played a bout last night, Dola.
Really?
2 games in one weekend because of that all-star game last night, purple versus white. Skaters like Bella Constrictor and Hetty on the Heartless Heathers, and Envy and Bash and Rogue and Braun from the High Rollers. They live for this and they train hard. 2 games in one weekend. That sounds like fun.
They have more energy than I could ever muster. And it's all in good fun. Got a little time out here, little dance party down there on the track.
As you can tell, the teams don't get along at all.
We'd also like to thank the PDX Pipeline, your online source for Portland's music, arts, and events happening. That's PDX Pipeline.
Avalanche giving it up to DJ Meow for spinning his tunes. I'd like to give a shout out to our handsome jam refs who look so lovely in their sashes.
That's right, take a bow. Those sashes are very becoming.
All right, we're getting ready. That was a 3-minute timeout. Just to recap, 53 for the Heartless Heathers, 35 for the High Rollers. A little over 13 minutes remaining in this period.
Now, although each team has a blocker in the penalty box, they are starting at even numbers. And wow, look at that. It's Rorschach Test just flaming on to the lead jam, but Avalanche close behind.
That's right. Tess got 100% lead jammer so far tonight. She is going to pick up 3 points for the Heartless Heathers. She gets tapped out right at the rear of the pack, finds herself out of bounds, calls that one off before Avalanche can hit the pack.
Well, you know who loves roller derby? Kelly Brown loves roller derby. Thanks, Kelly.
And we love Kelly Brown.
Indeed we do.
Still a blocker down a piece. 3 for 3. You see the High Rollers in green at the rear of the pack, sitting on Headache. Bad Wolf pushing forward on Sassy and Bellstar and Knife in blue. Oh, big force out by Knife on the outside, but unfortunately she is going to pick up a low block.
And here we go. It's Headache looking to make some progress, but now Iron Meg and Envy Adams are able to combine to really put the brakes on, but finally
wow.
Headache right on through to the outside onto the lead jam.
Our fans in the VIP section at turn 2 got to see what a beautiful mohawk that was for lead jammer. Headache now in position to score points.
In the meantime, Bad Wolf at the back of the pack. Bellstar really impeding her progress. Envy Adams looking to create some room for her, create some offense by picking blockers off. And it is Bad Wolf now to the outside, one to beat, but it's Bellstar. Has to let her go. But that jam went the distance.
It sure did. Really contentious jam. Hetty only able to put up 3 points, shutting out Bad Wolf this jam.
We'd like to thank Oaks Amusement Park, home of the Rose City Rollers and the place to purchase your derby gear. That's Oaks Amusement Park.
Looks like the Pabst Blue Ribbon penalty box finally clear. You see the High Rollers taking the back wall, trying to help Avalanche through. Just the box jamming for the Heartless Heathers, able to break up that wall momentarily on the outside, right underneath Iron Meg for lead jammer.
As Avalanche was trying to build some momentum, push that pack forward, it was just in the box, seeing the getting around everyone.
Wow. 3-3 that jam, so basically a 0-0 jam for both of these teams, but really just textbook derby strategy for both of these skaters.
It was just amazing how Jess in the Box was able, the Heathers were able to get the high rollers towards the inside, leaving the outside available for Jess in the Box. She recognized that and skated right through.
Yeah, she really blew it up, and the Heartless Heathers have had lead jammer the last 4 jams in a row.
And
but now we got Spocker on the line with a big answer for the high rollers. Give it up for Shaolin Spocker.
Not to be outdone, it is Smalls now for the Heathers, ready to engage the pack and pick up some points potentially. Oh, what a great block. Harikari and Iron Meg just putting the brakes on.
Really great strategy by Spocker. She was able to get her hips around every skater, and great line hygiene, making sure to not get that cut track penalty. Better safe than sorry, because the high rollers are going to need every single point, and they need their jammers on the track to become victorious in this game. With a score of 66-41, we have 9.5 minutes remaining in this period.
You know, with these two jammers on the track now, Rorschach Tess and Avalanche, it's anyone's bout. They can put up big points very quickly. Look at that.
And Tess now 4 for 4, lead jammer. She gets way out on the outside, but here comes Avalanche.
And it is Avalanche right around Shredder Cheese.
Tess hitting a really tough rear wall of the high rollers, not able to put up any points this jam. Still 66-41.
We'd like to thank Buffalo Gap Saloon and Eatery, John's Landing's favorite eatery and saloon. That's Buffalo Gap.
All right. Here we go. It is Bad Wolf squaring off against Headache now in jam number 17.
We have Bashionista trying to break up that Heartless Heathers wall right at the start of that jam as she rejoins Rogue One and Harry Carey in that front wall of green blockers.
Oh, look at that pack, how fast they are moving, just using the momentum to get around. Oh, Bashionista tried to pick off Headache, and now it's Envy. Look at that, Envy Adams putting the brakes on. It is Bad Wolf onto the late jam.
Hetty was so close, but Envy said no way.
There we go, the Heathers, they're putting together a nice four-wall there at the back of the pack, engaging Bad Wolf.
Oh, Headache unfortunately gonna be picking up a cut track penalty for the Heartless Heathers. She was a little shaken up from a big hit and re-entered in front of a blocker that hit her out.
Now Bad Wolf getting some help from Harikari. She's able to break through for 4 points.
Bashionista to the Pabst Blue Ribbon penalty box. 3 blockers for the high rollers, all 4 set up for the Heathers, but here come the high rollers with their patented offense. Very, very active offense here.
Harikari and Envy Adams really looking to break things up. Bad Wolf getting stuck there at the back of the pack on the outside. A nice 3-wall set by the Heathers.
And there goes Hetty. Back from the penalty box. And she has now completed her initial pass. Smart call off by Bad Wolf there. Big jam for the high rollers as they put up 8 more points, bringing them ever so close. 66-50 with 6.5 minutes in this period.
We'd like to thank Black Cat Plumbing, your local neighborhood plumbing company and a proud part of the Rose City Rollers since 2009. That's Black Cat Plumbing.
Every point in that last jam, hard earned. Now we have Shaolin Spocker squaring off against Jess in the Box. Shaolin Spocker working at the front, looking for some daylight to the outside. Escorted out. Belle Star's going to recycle her way back. Jess in the Box also stepping out, also getting escorted and having to restart there. Bashionista pulling her way back.
Whoa, big hit by Envy Adams, pulling Jess in the Box back into the pack. Meanwhile, Shaolin Spocker up again, lead jammer.
Jess in the Box still looking to make some progress there in turn number 2, but it is Iron Meg and Rita Manuel putting the brakes on. Look at that 5-point pass for Shaolin Spocker.
Textbook jamming there. She's able to mohawk on the inside line. Bashanisa able to shake off a beautiful hit on the apex, not quite able to grab just in the box, and she is now on her point scoring pass. Spocker picking up 4 more points, calling off that jam, and here we see the high rollers just nickel and diming their way back into this game, and suddenly we find ourselves in a 7-point game, Dala.
Such track awareness by Shaolin Spocker in that last jam, knew right where to go and right when to call the jam off to preserve the points that they had scored, to just bring it ever closer as we get closer and closer to halftime.
One thing I have to say, Spocker has been lead jammer both times she's been out. It's harder to know how to block someone that isn't a regular in the jammer rotation. Spocker is a Jane of all trades. She blocks, she pivots, she jams. And so when you throw her in the middle of that rotation, it can really mix it up for the opposing team. And the Heathers haven't quite been able to dial it in and shut her down.
We'd like to thank Nightlight Lounge, Rose City Rollers' favorite Clinton Street bar and the only place to get your Rose City Roller tickets right here in town. That's Nightlight Lounge.
All right, it looks like we've got Smalls coming to the track to square off with Avalanche there on the Tonkin jammer line. Both teams packed right in. Neither jammer going to get any momentum coming into the pack.
Definitely not. And you see high rollers pinned all the way back to that line. And the Heathers have Bella Constrictor on the inside and a beautiful brace 3-wall on the outside line against Avalanche.
Oh, look at that. Smalls skated right around Iron Meg. So quick, right onto the lead jam.
Little bit of a mix-up right here, turn 1, and Iron Meg denies the apex jump, and that jam is gonna be 0-0.
We'd like to thank the friendly people over at Echo Construction who love custom home building, remodels, and of course roller derby. That's Echo Construction.
As we get under 5 minutes here to halftime, we've got Bad Wolf, and it looks like Rorschach Tess getting ready to jam. The Heartless Heathers setting up at the front, looking to lock down Bad Wolf, and it is Rorschach Tess. Oh, look at that. She tried a little jump, but a track cut as she tried to get around Iron Meg, leaving Bad Wolf on the lead jam and in a power jam situation.
Heathers trying to wall up, but the high rollers just breaking them up. Finally, you see the Heathers able to recycle to the front of the pack and shut down Bad Wolf. 2 more to beat. Shredder Cheese and Jamafist can't quite get there, and that's a 5-point jam for Bad Wolf. Oh, 4 points.
So, yeah, Jamafist there, really great awareness.
Oh, Tess just with so much effort pounds through that pack, completes her initial pass. Harry Carey being sent to the penalty box, and Bad Wolf is going to call that one off before Tess can draw any blood. And that's a 6-point jam for the Bad Wolf. And ladies and gentlemen, we have a 1-point game.
Don't forget to get your raffle tickets, ladies and gentlemen. We've got just a few minutes till halftime here. Remember, it's $1 a ticket, 10 for $5, or for $20, get your height in tickets.
Spocker just barreling her way through the Heartless Heathers. Jess in the box, right up the inside line. She's the lead jammer for the Heartless Heathers.
So fast, Jess in the box, able to fly onto the lead jam. Shaolin Spocker getting escorted out by Belle Star.
Holy cow, Jess in the box just ran through that. It was like an army obstacle course. High knees and moved her upper body. 5 points for Jess in the box, and she's just lapped Spocker. Spocker unfortunately gets to deal with Belle Star and Knife. She's now joined by Frankenskate, and they have Story Johnson in the penalty box.
But there at the back of the pack, it is Fashionista and Envy Adams really locking down Jess in the box. But there we go, Belle Star looking to pick off a blocker there, giving Jess in the box a little bit more room to operate.
Now, mind you, Spocker has not yet completed her initial pass, so Jess has the time, but she keeps watching what Spocker's doing. Boy, it's got to be exhausting to be a jammer, Dala.
Look at, oh God, I can't even imagine. Rogue One and Envy Adams.
And Fashionista again, just recycling. Big force out from Envy. Frankenskate doing a great job of preventing Envy from recycling her all the way to the back, but Fashionista's got laser eyes on Jess in the box right now.
Oh, look at that. That was a big hit by Knife. Shaolin Spocker finally through the pack.
Give it up for Shaolin Spocker. Wow, at the end of that jam, the Heathers pull away. Everybody just take a deep breath. There's gonna be at least one more, no, maybe not. 76-65. One more jam in this period. 11-point game with the Heathers leaving.
The Heartless Heathers, they're going to be up one blocker as Avalanche and Rorschach Tess square off. Look at, oh, Rorschach Tess. Oh my gosh, right to the inside and right on through.
Avalanche trying to get around the outside. Bella and Belle Star there. And she is cleanly through. Now on her first point scoring pass of this jam. Tess in the pack, keeps her eyes on Avalanche, calls that one off, and that's gonna take us into the half, I believe.
Well, maybe. I didn't see a timeout called, so there we go, intermission.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have a 13-point game, 78 for the Heartless Heathers, 65 for the High Rollers. Well, that went by quickly. And we're back. We have a 13-point game with the Heartless Heathers leading. And there's only been 3 double-digit jams in the entire first half. This has definitely been a defensive-focused game, relatively low scoring. The jammer that scored the most points in the first half is Headache on the Heartless Heathers with 34, and Rorschach Tess has been lead 5 out of 6 times. That's 83%. That's insane.
Well, I mean, you have some really big blockers on both of these teams. No surprise that we've got a low-scoring bout with some terrific blocking happening, real defensive efforts by both teams to keep point levels down.
And we're starting out here with Rorschach Tess on the outside, and she's the lead jammer once again for the Heartless Heathers.
Oh, Avalanche able to keep her feet, but Bella Constrictor knocking her out, and she's gonna have to reset and start again. Rorschach Tess at the apex there between 1 and 2, getting locked up, but now able to break through. One to beat, it's Iron Meg, whoa.
Oh.
Both recover 5 points there for Rorschach Tess.
Heathers extending their lead by 5, 83-65, but with 29 minutes remaining in this period, anything could happen.
Absolutely, just there at the end of that jam, Harry Kari and Iron Meg headed to the penalty box. Jam a fist also there.
Bad Wolf out to a quick lead to start off. Headache now clearing the pack herself and ready to begin her point scoring pass. Two high rollers still in the penalty box, Iron Meg and Harry Carey. Really fast moving pack. I don't know if you realize how fast that is. Knife able to take Bad Wolf out, calling off that jam. Doesn't look like any points are being assessed.
Oh, here we go. It's Jess in the box, squaring off against a Minstrel Psycho for the high rollers. First time tonight, I think, that we've seen her on the
give it up for Minstrel Psycho!
So experienced. Minstrel Psycho looking to play some defense while trying to generate offense. Look at that, able to escort Jess in the box out.
Envy Adams with a quick hop back behind Jess in the box, able to pick up the cut track penalty.
Minstrel Psycho steps out there at the apex between 1 and 2. She's going to reset and start again. Look at that. What slaloming, quick feet outside in onto the lead jam. The Heartless Heathers setting up shop there at the top of the pack, getting organized, and it's Iron Meg looking to make a hole for Minstrel Psycho. Minstrel Psycho, look at that, on one skate, keeping her balance. 5-point pass.
Just picking up some speed as the high rollers are prepared for her. You see Harry Carey bridging the pack between the Heartless Heathers up front and the high rollers in the rear of the pack.
Oh, the Heartless Heathers really putting the brakes on Minstrel Psycho. Able to get a good stop on a nice triangle block there, set the point Frankenskate, really locking down Minstrel Psycho. She's able to keep her feet and stay in. Hari, oh, look at that. Envy Adams once again, just making a nice hole to the inside. It is a 4-point pass for Minstrel Psycho.
With the helmet cover off, Jess with the really pretty shiny helmet, pushing Iron Meg out beyond that 20-foot mark. She's going to complete her initial pass as Minstrel Psycho wants to put up a few more points. And she's going to call that one off before Jess can hit that pack. That's a 9-point jam for the high rollers. Now at 83-74 with the Heartless Heathers leading.
We'd like to thank Secret Aardvark. Viva la Aardvark! Viva la Aardvark!
Penalties are now starting to add up for both of these teams. A lot of skaters have 3 penalties. After your 7th penalty, you're asked to leave the game. So far, the skater with the most penalties is Harry Carey, but you know what? She does the most damage. Jamming now is Smalls for the Heartless Heathers and the one and only Avalanche in green for the high rollers.
So Avalanche takes a tumble there in the middle of the pack at the top of the apex. A nice triangle block set. Bell, Star, Jamma Fist getting in on the action.
And there goes Avalanche lead jammer, able to escape the wrath of Jamma Fist. And the high rollers now have 3 lead jams in a row this period.
You were just talking about the damage Harikari can do. Just able to knock Smalls off of her stride and set her out. She has to reset and start again. That allows Iron Meg and Fashionista to come back and really lock that down.
Jamma Fist unfortunately sent to the penalty box despite her best efforts to bridge both of those packs. She was sent for a failure to establish that pack. And Avalanche, much to the crowd's delight, able to put up 5 points for the high rollers as they draw ever so close to the Heartless Heathers. It's now a 4-point game. A low block now being assessed on Harry Carey. And tough jam for Smalls. Smalls, can I have a thumbs up? You good? Yeah, sort of. Shaking that one off. That's a tough hit to take, and she's gonna shake that one off as Harry Carey spends her 6th trip in the penalty box here. And we have an official timeout.
That makes it a taco timeout. Por que no?
Porque yes.
That's right. Amazing tacos with 2 locations on Mississippi and Hawthorne. That's Porque no.
Dalla, take a look at that scoreboard, my friend.
Well, it is a 1-point game, just as you predicted. This is going to be a struggle all the way to the end. An 8-point jam put up by the High Rollers in that last go-round.
Tess on the line for the Heartless Heathers, up against Bad Wolf wearing green for the High Rollers. 4-3 pack advantage for the Heathers. Beautiful hit by Rorschach Tess to earn another lead jam for her.
Man, she says, get out of my way.
I cannot tell you.
The lead jam.
So hard to take Iron Meg out like that. She just came up like a football player. Unfortunately, Kieran Duncan gonna call a cut track penalty on Tess.
In the meantime, Bad Wolf able to fight through the pack. A 5-point pass. And it looks like we have a lead change. With that 5 points, it is the High Rollers now out in front. And
because of this pack advantage, 4-2 pack advantage, the High Rollers don't really need to play a very aggressive offense right now. With Sassy and Shredder, the only blockers on the track for the Heartless Heathers. High Rollers, excuse me.
Oh, Heartless Heathers.
Making it really easy for Bad Wolf to put up some big points here.
I was going to note there that the High Rollers were just hanging back. They had the big advantage. They were just going to let Bad Wolf operate so that they didn't pick up an inadvertent penalty. Bad Wolf has enough skill to break through and picks up another 5 points there on that last pass.
Great communication by our inside and outside track officials. I heard a whistle blow, but I saw one ref say, nope, I saw it from a better angle. All good to go. Star pass going to Frankenskate. And Bad Wolf attempting to call it off, but she's not the lead jammer. So her ref just did her a big favor by not calling that off. That was a full 2-minute jam, 4 points on the board for Frank. But guess what? That was a 25-point jam for Bad Wolf. By far the highest scoring jam of this game as the High Rollers pull ahead by 16 points. Wow.
Well, that's going to make King happy, but no lead is safe with how this bout has been playing out. We've got Headache stepping out. She's recycled all the way to the back. Now she's going to try and make a quick move around a nice 3-wall set by the High Rollers.
Oh, Harry Carey with a huge force out, just carrying Hetty's weight all the way from the inside to the outside of the track, bringing her all the way back. Oh my
gosh, look at that. Minstrel Psycho sees the inside line, takes it onto the lead jam.
Headache finally escaping the wrath of Fashionista and Rogue One. Avalanche hitting that pack, wrapping around nice and calling that one off to be conservative. They're really going to want to protect their lead. 3 points here for Minstrel Psycho as they pull ahead now by 19 points.
The important thing there, no points for the Heartless Heathers.
That's right.
Minstrel Psycho got the points she needed, saw where Headache was, and called that jam off. Nice preservation of points for the High Rollers.
Jess in the box back on the line for the Heartless Heathers going up against the one, the only Avalanche. Full pack for both teams. Jess tries to find that inside line and stares into the eyes of Envy Adams and says, oh, okay, this isn't going to work out so well.
Oh, there we go. It is Shaolin Spocker and Iron Meg. Rita Manuel try.
Avalanche headed over to the sin bin for a cut track penalty, making this a big opportunity for Jess in the box, who's also in the penalty box. So they're both going to sit, they're both going to hop back on the track, and we have ourselves our second 2-minute jam of the game.
Heartless Heathers setting up at the top of the pack. Oh, look at that. Avalanche just comes down on them and right on through.
That's right, and they both need to complete their initial pass. Avalanche now in scoring position, but the Heathers are ready for her on the outside. Narrowly escapes Bella Constrictor on the outside, and she's having some trouble with Frankenskate.
So what does she do? Her good friend and teammate Envy Adams comes in, gives her some support. That's a 4-point pass.
Jess in the box, now facing the High Rollers, just reconfiguring that wall again, and they're all there. Iron Meg is there, Spocker is there, Envy Adams is there, and unfortunately a high block being assessed on Frankenskate, who is the legal jammer of record right now. So this is a power jam for the High Rollers.
Breaks through, one to beat. Jess in the box, she gets around her. It's another 5-point pass for Avalanche.
A very calculated offensive sweep by the High Rollers. Avalanche looking for some help as she's been skating real hard the last 2 minutes. Right on the outside line as the clock runs out. A couple more points up on the board for Avalanche. 4 more for Avalanche. 3 being held for Frankenskate in the box. That was a 13-point jam for Avalanche.
We'd like to thank Piranha Portland Clothing for people who live fully, play long, and travel well. Also would like to thank the Laurelhurst Theater and Pub, the best of modern cinema, independent art, and classic film for Portland's movie lovers. That's Laurelhurst Theater and Pub.
Yeah.
Jamming now. Bad Wolf for the High Rollers. Frankenskate is the jammer for the Heartless Heathers. Bad Wolf, lead jammer, right out the front, able to escape knife and jam-a-fist. And beautiful, very strategic star pass to Smalls. They were ready for that, but Bad Wolf right around the outside.
What quick feet. Able to stay in, pick up 4 points. Nicely done to the outside by Bad Wolf.
We'd like to thank Shebop, a female-friendly sex toy boutique in Portland, Oregon. That's Shebop.
Full pack contingent, 4-on-4. You notice they're not all standing together. We have a blue blocker hanging out with the greens and a green blocker hanging out with the blues to play some offense and break up those walls. Tess pushing forward. Spocker is there to recycle to the front. They extend the pack as far as they can out to 20 feet, and it's Rorschach Tess, lead jammer for the Heartless Heathers.
In the meantime, Minstrel Psycho just bottled up there at the back of the pack. It's China Doll Assassin and Belle Star combining to really put the brakes on.
Holy cow! Tess skating, just chipping away. Big 5-point pass for Tess as they near the century mark. Envy Adams, Iron Meg, Harry Carey, and Spocker there. Great blockers trying to do everything they can to hold on to Tess.
In the meantime, Minstrel Psycho still trying to break through. Envy Adams looking to give her some help. But look at that, she steps out. Bella Constrictor and Belle Star combining to lock her down.
Mel Mangles, coach of the Heartless Heathers, calls that loud enough for everyone to hear. Tess listening to her coach, calling that one off with 8 points up on the board, carrying them to 102 with the High Rollers 127.
We'd like to give a shout out, welcome to the Hart Krauser group. Thanks for coming out tonight, guys. Also, the Chris Davis group, happy birthday to Lisa Cosgrove and Stuart Heiner. Thanks for being here tonight, guys.
Headache versus Avalanche yet again. Avalanche on the outside, lead jammer.
Just flying through the pack. Avalanche able to get onto the lead jam. Headache still trying to break her way through.
Oh, despite her best efforts, Avalanche able to put up 5 big points. Headache now in a defensive position. She's now on a point scoring pass herself, and the High Rollers hanging out at the rear of the pack. Avalanche wisely calling it off because those points were just waiting for her for the picking.
Well, and the High Rollers, again, just such good communication. Fashionista skating in the pack, keeping the speed up, communicating with the entire team what they needed to have happen, and that is another 5 points for the High Rollers.
So we have a 30-point game, which can seem daunting with 14 and a half minutes left, but you know, you take out that 25-point jam from Bad Wolf, and they're right neck and neck, so anything could happen. Just in the box now, wearing the star for the Heartless Heathers, Bad Wolf again for the High Rollers on the inside line.
Look at that, just some textbook blocking laid down by Bell, Star, and Tegan and Scaria. Bad Wolf getting escorted out. She's gonna have to start way back again, almost to the jammer line. Looking just a tough four-wall set at the back of the pack by the Heathers.
Look at this battle between Rogue One and Jess in the box. Able to pick up lead jammer, and even with a sweeping hit from Envy, stays alive and is the lead jammer.
Now Bad Wolf really finding it hard to make any kind of progress. Looking to the inside now. Steps out. She's going to get recycled back by Knife, and she's going to have to start all over again.
Knife rejoining her teammates, Sassy and Yaya, and Knife statistically one of the strongest blockers on the Heathers. She plays a lot. Great one-on-one battle between Envy and Jess in the box. Envy with a big shoulder hit. You just saw Jess barely hang on, stays in bounds, and picks up 5 big ones for the Heartless Heathers.
Just such perseverance, and look at that fast move right to the inside. It is Jess in the box saying, okay, 4 more points here.
Great turn of events for the Heartless Heathers. 2 High Rollers in the penalty box right now. Jess takes a spill over her own teammate.
And it was China
Falls
Dolls.
off the track. Looks like she's gonna take a minute to shake that one off, but she is able to call off that jam herself, which is great. That means she's okay. Coach going over there to check her out. Mr. Mouth, what you got?
We'd like to send a big thank you to Sock It To Me. Unleash your inner superhero at sockittome.com.
They make your feet faster.
Just taking a breath here. We have now a 20-point game and a team timeout. Are we having a good time here, folks, on Saturday night at the hangar? You're darn tootin'.
Want to thank CrossFit Magnus, official fitness partner of the Wheels of Justice. That's CrossFit Magnus.
And this is your Mic Checks Music Minutes.
And here we go. It is Smalls and Avalanche squaring off. Avalanche stuck at the back of the pack trying to break through, but Bellstar put a nice block on.
Jamma Fist all in the mix, trying to play some offense for Smalls. And Smalls picking up a cut track penalty at the front of the pack. Lead jammer still open for Avalanche.
And that is a track cut for Harikari.
High Rollers hanging back, allowing Avalanche to kill time and push forward. As soon as they get to 20 feet, there she goes. She's the lead jammer. And that was, you know, I'm not a big fan of playing passive offense, but at this point in the game, that was brilliant. And Avalanche hitting that Heather's pack. Bellstar there for a big force out on turn 2. And Smalls finds the light of day and completes her initial pass. As Avalanche was the lead jammer, she was able to call that one off, and that was a 5-point jam for the High Rollers.
We'd like to thank 808. Food's so good it straight broke the mouth. That's 808.
And unfortunately, Harry Carey picking up her 7th penalty, and she is fouled out of the game. She loves you, folks. And the High Rollers will hurt without her. Definitely one of the strongest blockers on the team.
But here we go now. It is, oh, look at that Minstrel Psycho right onto the lead jam, recognizing the inside line and takes it. In the meantime, it's Rorschach Tess headed to the penalty box, a track cut penalty called.
Unfortunately, that's 2 jams in a row that Heartless Heather jammers have been to the penalty box for cuts. But Belle Star, knife, pulling back Psycho. She has not yet scored points.
Oh, but Minstrel Psycho, no. Belle Star is a very savvy blocker, but Minstrel Psycho knows just what she's doing, and that picks up a 5-point pass. And now we run into just a cold, cold blue wall there at the back of the pack. Minstrel Psycho looking to make a push.
Now again, the High Rollers leading by 30 points with only 10 minutes on the clock with good clock control. That could be the difference in a game winner. That was a 7-point jam for Minstrel Psycho. They now lead 144 to 112.
We'd like to thank some Derby love over to the Starlight Knitting Society, your neighborhood knit shop. Join the Starlight community every Wednesday night. Again, that is the Starlight Knitting Society.
No one hanging out in the Pabst Blue Ribbon penalty box this jam. Eddie now jamming for the Heartless Heathers wearing blue, and Bad Wolf wearing green. Hetty skating backwards around turn 1. She's the lead jammer.
Just such control there by Headache, able to keep her skates, even though going backwards. She knew just what she was doing. Now she's engaged in the back of the pack. The High Rollers, a nice 4-wall, really impeding progress. But look at that, Jamafist getting into the mix, looking to make some room for her.
And Headache successfully calling that one off, preventing the High Rollers from putting any points up on the board. And one very important point for the Heartless Heathers.
We'd like to thank the following league sponsors: the Portland Mercury, Portland Vital Signs, City Graphics, and of course, Kay's Bar. Thanks so much for all of your help.
As you've noticed, the High Rollers coming back strong this second half, and it's really showing their lead jammer percentage about 70% compared to the Heartless Heathers so far this half. Jamming for the Heartless Heathers is Avalanche, having a bit of trouble with Knife and Belle Star.
Oh, there we go.
Not too much trouble, it seems. Whew.
Avalanche right onto their lead jam, got some great help from her team.
Another power jam in favor of Avalanche as Jess in the box sits for a penalty.
Wow, look at that. She engaged the back of the pack, saw that her team had swept everyone inside, clear path on the outside there at the apex between 1 and 2, and another 5-point pickup.
Big hit there as Avalanche being recycled all the way to the back of turn 2 by Frank and Belle Star. Big offense by Iron Meg, allowing her to find the inside line. Oh, and that spin on her toe stop's not quite enough as she does step out of bounds. Cut track penalty being called on Avalanche.
And so here we go. Jess in the box now has the opportunity for a power jam. Look at that. A nice little hop and a skip over the apex line.
That was her initial pass. And we have a whip here by Knife, shaking her head. A little too much mustard on that hot dog.
That little stumble there allowed the High Rollers to recycle themselves and get back in position to lay down some tough blocking, but a 5-point pass scored by Jess in the box as Avalanche sits in the PBR penalty box, waiting to serve her penalty.
Knife trying to play some offense to get every last point for Jess. And she is able to put up 5 more points. That's a 10-point jam for the Heartless Heathers.
The High Rollers would like to thank the following team sponsors: Left Turn Clothing, Red Fox Vintage, Upswept Creative, and Ellison Advertising. Thank you so much for being a team sponsor.
Rorschach Tests and Psycho matched up for the 3rd time in this half alone. Tests on the outside gets forced out by Iron Meg, buying time for Psycho to be lead jammer.
Rorschach Tests looking to reset, getting right around one there to the inside. She's now ready to start her scoring pass. Now Minstrel Psycho's gonna get some help from Rogue One.
Oh man.
Outside in.
Ups the inside line in this micro pack. So many blockers in the penalty box. They put up a couple more points, 4 more points for the High Rollers, and we have a team timeout. And this is your Magic Pony Power Hour Music Minutes.
But that didn't stop her. She was still dancing. This is what makes roller derby fun.
Always dancing.
Each team down a blocker. 3-3 with Headache wearing the star for the Heartless Heathers, and up the outside. Lead jammer for Headache.
And there we go. It is Bad Wolf looking inside out. Bellstar saying no such luck. Now Smalls getting in on the action, and Bella Constrictor having to let her go.
Headache makes her way around Envy Adams and picks up 4 big ones. Successfully calling off that jam as they're trying to nickel and dime their way back into this game. Mistress Mouth, what you got?
Well, again, we would like to thank Bike Punk, a locally printed, eco-friendly stickers, signs, and design. Visit bikepunk.com today.
Bike Punk. All right, both teams back at full strength. We've got a clash of titans here. Avalanche versus Rorschach Tess. Jam number 17. Less than 5 minutes to go in this bout. And look at that.
Tess takes a big spill. Envy Adams looked like she had a good hit on her, but slid down Tess's body. She's gonna pick up a low block penalty, and Tess, lead jammer.
Oh, Knife and Bell Star really putting the brakes on for Avalanche, and now it's Jamafist getting into the act. Look at that, Bell Star just an immovable wall. Avalanche has nowhere to go.
Oh, and Tess finds her lane up the inside, and that's 5 big points. Frankenskate takes the spill, sent to the penalty box. Avalanche thought she was going to the penalty box, but she returns to the track. No penalty on Avalanche. Just a couple of low block penalties with 3.5 minutes left in the game. A number of skaters skating their second bout this weekend. You can tell they're just giving it everything they've got, and they're exhausted. But they're doing it for you, the people of Portland, Oregon, right here at the hangar, and all of our friends and family and fans watching online at rosecityrollers.com/live.
We'd like to thank again Radio Cab, the other way to roll. Don't be stupid. If you've had a few drinks, call Radio Cab. They'll get you home safe.
Little over 3 minutes remaining in gameplay with a 26-point differential between these two teams. And I'll just remind you that when they last met, it came down to a 3-point difference.
I don't think that any lead is safe until the final whistle. Anything can happen. The High Rollers have they have a pack advantage now, 2 extra blockers, and they've got Minstrel Psycho on the line. Look at that, just right onto the lead jam, but fast behind is Jess in the box.
Knife returning to the track to join that Heartless Heathers wall. Psycho thought she had a path on the inside line, and actually she was able to wrap her body around it and put up 3 very important points for the High Rollers as they begin to cement their lead, 161 to 132.
Don't forget, we've got New Belgium Brewing Company in the house with Fat Tire Ale or Ranger IPA. Get one from concessions before it's too late.
Bad Wolf on the line wearing green going up against the force. That is Rorschach Tess. Tess having a hard time going up against Iron Meg and Spocker. They push her to the inside track boundary.
Oh, but Bad Wolf looking for some daylight, not finding any. Just Bella Constrictor and Belle Star.
Look at this defense. This is insane.
Oh, there we go. Frankenskate looking to make some room for Rorschach Tess, but the High Rollers so quick to recycle.
Unfortunately, a forearm penalty being assessed on Tess. That's really tough when you hit a backward skating blocker. You make contact with so many different parts of your body. That's just tough luck.
Now Bad Wolf looking to make some progress. Nothing happening. Bella Constrictor just really putting the squeeze on her. She's able to break through, and
well, she earns lead jammer, but unfortunately has to step out of bounds to regain her balance. 1 minute it took to assess a lead jammer in this 20th jam of the game.
And again,
of the period.
Belle Star knowing right where she needs to go. Bad Wolf having to restart, is now stuck at the back of the pack.
Just marching along, killing the clock. Very smart play by the High Rollers.
And look at that nice 3-wall set by the High Rollers there at the back. Rorschach Tess.
Really
another penalty.
Heartbreaking cut track penalty. It looked like she was really strategically entering the track, matching up against the person that blocked her out.
There we go at the top of the pack. Nice 3-wall again set by the Heartless Heathers. No love for Bad Wolf in that blocking, but now here, look at her teammates picking them all off. But again, Bella Constrictor able to recycle so quickly, puts the brakes on.
And you'll notice there was a little bit more time on the period clock than on the jam clock. Head coach of the Heartless Heathers, Mel Mingles, coming in to call a timeout. So we will in fact have one more jam.
Oh, if you've enjoyed tonight's bout, let's put your hands together. This has been an amazing bout. Let's hear it for both teams, the Heartless Heathers and your High Rollers. Just some brilliant roller derby tonight, Mel.
Great teamwork. One thing I was really surprised to see tonight, Dula, usually there's 1 or 2 really high-scoring jammers for each team, but tonight, not any one single person was extremely effective. So many people that were relief jammers, like Jess in the Box and Psycho, really coming out of the woodwork, doing a lot of hard work for both of their teams respectively. A lot of people scoring a lot of points tonight.
They're leaving it all on the track.
You know, the last time these teams played, the score was 190 to 187. It's a very low scoring game compared to the first time they played this year. All right, ladies and gentlemen, on your feet, it's the last jam of the game.
And not only is it the last jam of the night, but it's Avalanche in a power jam, getting some help from Envy Adams there at the apex between turns 1 and 2. She has 2 to beat. Belle Star and Bella Constrictor having to let her go. She is on to the lead jam.
Avalanche checks in with her team, make sure it's okay to call it off, and our unofficial score, High Rollers 164, Heartless Heathers 132, but guess what? We have an official review, folks. If you could please refrain from standing on the track. Heartless Heathers will be using their final official review of the game. So there may potentially be one more jam.
Well,
it's not over till it's over, Dolomite. Let me know what's going on.
Indeed, indeed.
For those of you,
what happens.
For those of you watching at home, we have an official review being called at the end of regulation time. The High Rollers leading 164 to 132, and the Heathers using their official review. There is a points differential of 32 points, but we have seen a 37-point jam this season already.
So, Melons.
What's up, Dala?
Here's what's going on. Blue wants time back on the clock because they contend that Green was called the lead jammer incorrectly.
Interesting. So they think that Tess was the lead jammer at some point before she went to the penalty box. Interesting.
No call will stand. That's the bout.
That is the final score. Congratulations to the High Rollers, now 2-2 for this 2016 season. Give it up for the High Rollers.
Put your hands together for your High Rollers. Victorious tonight, 164-132.